What's up, beautiful people? You already know who this is. This is Levar, aka Ramzie, the editor-in-chief of Snub Magazine. And today, this is like home. This is like family coming on today. But today is two special guests that we're gonna have today on the sit down. And you know how we do on the sit down. I don't introduce the guests introduce themselves. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and over to my guest, and then you know what we do? We jump right into the conversation.
Well, what's up, everybody? My name is Blair Dottin-Haley,
I'm Brandon Dottin-Haley, also known as the Bay.
and we are collectively known as the
Blairism.
Blairisms. We are creatives, producers. We have an
Author.
author,
Hey.
digital media host, and so we're excited to be here with our brother again.
Uh,
Again.
About the
a
things, all the
veteran of our
things.
Savage Chat
Right.
series.
He's been on our show, and we're always excited to be on yours. And
Absolutely.
so let's get it.
Definitely, definitely. Well, one, like you even said, I want to thank you guys for we've always been supportive of each other since who knows how long it's been now, right?
The
Years.
time certainly does fly.
I feel
It
like a whole
does.
month now.
Yeah,
Right.
Kind of.
kind of, maybe. I don't know if
So,
I'm.
recently, as we all know, it is the 20th anniversary of something near and dear to both of our hearts. And we're gonna jump right into it. I want to talk about 20 Summers Rebuilding the Rhythm of New Orleans.
Yes.
And I want to get onto it. Just tell me how this all came about. This is a pivotal time that we're in right now. So bringing this to light, what was that experience like for the both of you?
So I'll start by saying, shouting out BET
Hmm.
Media for conceptualizing this project, for knowing that this is a such a significant moment in the history of New Orleans, but also the history of the country and the world, and 20 years to reflect on it, but also to acknowledge, commemorate it, and really talk about what the journey has been like over the past 20 summers through the eyes of five of the most extraordinary artists, ambassadors of our city. And so when the executive producer, Aisha Callahan, the head of content for BET, reached out to us. We were having a conversation. She happened to be in town and we were talking, and she mentioned this project, and it had already been again conceptualized, and they'd already named it on it. And invited us to participate as producers of the project. And it was one of the best short conversations with the most powerful. And, sometimes the shortest conversations have the most powerful and productive outcomes.
Absolutely.
And it was one of those conversations that was very quick. But here we are, and we're excited and grateful for the opportunity to have worked with such extraordinary artists like Tank, Hasizzle, Pell, Sonny Patterson, and PJ Morton to bring 20 Summers to life.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what Aisha really hit the nail on the head with is making sure that the story was authentically told from New Orleans perspectives. And
Mhm.
Right.
I think she even realized that as great a producer she is, having somebody who is from New Orleans, who even experienced um, Hurricane Katrina and evacuated, would have a completely different perspective on the project, and the way that it came
Mhm.
together, I think is just so beautiful.
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about both as a part of our community, the Black community, the LGBTQ community, but the New Orleans community, is this idea of other people trying to tell our stories. And so having a company like BET make sure that New Orleans is represented adequately by both having the voices in front of the camera be
Yeah.
representative, but also behind the camera. The videographer,
Hmm.
even for this project, is a native New Orleanian, someone who I've known for the last 3 decades. He's like my big brother, and so Khalif Bro, having him as director of photography to shoot 20 Summers was also a beautiful thing, and I think very important.
Definitely. And I think that's something important to have the people that were around it and really felt it because it brings emotion to the film, the documentary, and it tells the real story. I think sometimes people fabricate certain things just to get the likes and the, just not the authenticity that comes out of it. And I think that's beautiful that has happened. And shout out to BT for taking the time out to even reach out to you all and having you all collaborate on this project because, like we said, a lot of times it's just a money grab. They're big on that in New Orleans. It's a money grab. Like who could tell the best story out of this situation? So I definitely can appreciate that. So getting the collaborations, I mean, you named some of the top people, PJ Morton, Tank, Hazizel, like how is that like working with them and getting them to get on this project because their life is already busy in all their different aspects of what they do. What was that like getting them all together and just
Well, I'll say so, and we actually talked about this last night at the screening. A unique gift of being able to call people, they answer the phone, and almost anything that he asks for, they're going to say yes. And if time, and that's really always the biggest consideration is timing and availability.
Right.
And I think that what was so beautiful about this, like you said, is that this is family, right? A lot of the people in everybody in this
Are part of our
are part of
tribe
our tribe,
already.
right? People
Some
we've
we've
known,
worked with before, this is our first time having the chance to work
work with them.
with.
Yeah, Pell,
Uh,
this is our first time
it's our
working
first
with
time
him,
working with
but we've
Pell.
known him for years.
Right.
So it was a beautiful experience to be
Yeah.
able to come together with our family and our friends and really let them shine. Because like you said, these are some of the most beautiful, extraordinarily talented people on the planet. And so
And
it was just extraordinary and exceptional to watch.
I think even more though than whatever ability I have to get people to say yes, they
I get
understood,
it.
they recognized the significance of this moment, the significance of this project, and the significance of being the opportunity to tell their story firsthand on a platform like a BET. And so to have some of New Orleans' finest be a part of this and be able to have the kind of input that we were able to have in conducting the interviews,
Mhm.
choosing some of the locations, and just being a very integral part of bringing this to life is a blessing that we could not have imagined, and am so are so grateful for.
Definitely. It's funny, that Brandon brought it up about the whole thing of just picking up the phone and it just happens because we just recently had an event this weekend and how the panel came about, a lot of people can't get a hold of these people. And they're like, wait, how did you get a hold? And I'm like, oh, they're just in my phone. Like, and I know that I know exactly what Blair goes through because it's just placed in my phone at this timing. It's just perfect timing.
And sometimes it's not what you know, but who you know and who will answer
Yeah,
the
the
phone.
network. And it's also that, God already knew what we were about to do and our visions are ready.
It's already written, right?
Yeah.
It's all already written and waiting for us to manifest it or bring it
Mhm.
to life. Earlier this year, I said I wanted to be a documentarian, and then this opportunity
So now
came.
we've done two
And we've
screenings for
done
two
two
separate
screenings for two
documentaries that
separate
we've produced this
documentaries
year.
this year. So, I mean, that as it is said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Be careful what you
Absolutely.
wish for. All of those things, those did not become what we call cliches by accident.
Right. Anytime during filming, this is powerful messages that the stories that are being told during this. Um, Anytime during the filming, I don't know if you can share this or not, but were there any moments where you had to like pause and just like take those moments in because it is a powerful topic to talk about, and especially being in that city, that the city's powerful. We already know that, it's like we lived it. So what is that for you?
I would say so. There are times in the doc, if you're listening really closely, where you can hear me in the background go, because there
Yeah.
are moments that almost revelations that they were sharing, things that I had not even considered, even as someone who had been a part of being displaced or evacuate, all of
Yeah.
those things. There were things that I learned that
Yeah.
I had not considered that they were sharing. And so there were a number of moments where I both, you know, you can hear me take a moment, but I mean, I think one powerful moment was Sonny's recitation of "We Made It," and hearing her recite that in real time, years after she made it popular on on Def Poetry Jam. And so, there were these moments of revelation and these moments of reflection that I think struck me the most. Now, there were no moments where we had to like completely stop because it was too emotional. And I think one of the
Right.
things that we try to do with the conversation, because it is such a heavy subject on its face, right, is focus on and keep the conversation as hopeful, as reflective
Reminiscent and
and
nostalgic.
reminiscent and nostalgic, while still examining the parts of it that we know are difficult, because you can't get through a conversation about Hurricane Katrina without talking about some difficult. I mean, it's just,
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think
Definitely.
to Blair's point, one of the moments, and this is definitely one of the moments where he is audible on the camera, but as Hasizzle
That's
was
why I'm asking the question because I'm like, wait a minute. There were certain things I was like, wait, is this?
no, I mean, there's a moment where Hasizzle was talking about the pain, the kind of trauma of moving to a different part
Part of
of
the
the
country.
country and then trying to be yourself in a space that doesn't understand your culture and doesn't respect it. And the kind of I mean, he was saying, like, men used to dance in New Orleans, they used to shake, they used to bounce, and you don't see that anymore. And that toxic masculinity from other cultures has really kind of seeped in and permeated this culture here in New Orleans in a way that I think Hassan is wanting to go back, and or at least wanting to kind of bring
Oh,
back
he's
that
doing his part
he
to
is
try to
doing
bring
his
it
part to
back.
kind of bring
His
back
part.
the
Yeah.
that love of
Yeah.
dancing, that love of letting loose, and just tapping into that spirit of the ancestors.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's something for you to bring that up because I was actually telling someone recently, I was like, a lot of people don't understand that like how freeing it is when you do dance, when you let yourself go, when you let it just take over you. And that's just something that we've all learned to do. And so to see now that like it feels like it's kind of sometimes like shut in, like it's like a capsule, like you keep trying to push it. And at some point it's gotta explode. So if you gonna either go with it or you about to, like you have those things. So that is a definitely powerful thing to talk about. That it's something that our ancestors did. It's something that's built into us.
Body like a living battery, right? It holds
Yeah.
energy and it has to be released. Otherwise,
You got to
it
release your
explodes. You
wiggle.
got to release your
Yeah,
wig.
right, right. Looking at this project, what is your greatest sense of fulfillment and bringing it back to the city?
As something that PJ says in 20 Summers about him feeling like it's his birthright to be in the city, to help being a part of moving the city forward. Um, Having just returned to the city full time after almost 20 summers. And this is a story I was telling last night. What many people don't know is I had just moved back to New Orleans 3 weeks before Hurricane Katrina. Just moved all
Mm,
of my things back to New Orleans 3 weeks before, and so
wow.
I was transitioning from being away to coming back, and then was forced immediately away, and have been gone since, until the end of 2023 when we moved here full time. And so to be back in the city full time and being a part of so many community based projects in the city and doing work to help move this, doing what I hope is our part to help move the city forward, and then get the opportunity to tell or be a part of one of the tellings of such an important story at such an important time, is a blessing, and an assignment that was unexpected, but I feel so grateful for having the opportunity to tell the story and to be a part of one of these tellings of this story at this time. I'm also performing this weekend at the city's Katrina 20 Summit as a part of the opening ceremony. And so being able to uh, share my gifts that were both nurtured here, right? Born and nurtured here, and to be able to be back in full bloom to share with the city and to share the city with the world
Right.
is a blessing that I
Yeah.
could not have imagined.
A lot of full circle moments
So much full circle.
in this
Yeah.
experience with this documentary, with the whole celebrate or commemoration of the
Yeah.
storm this week. I mean, it's been really beautiful to see the city come together and uh to be so triumphant. And I
Mhm.
think
Right.
a really great energy kind of I mean, obviously, reflection and remembrance, but I feel like the city is very kind of tapped into this triumphant feeling right now. We made it.
Definitely.
Really
We
kind of
made
Right. Definitely. Has this experience shaped or approached your different way of telling a story, producing, and anything else that you would say that uh whenever you look at a project, you sometimes like, oh, I wish I would have put this in there, or do you ever think about those things? Does those things ever come up, or do you think the story's been completely told
Ab-
with it?
yes. I mean,
absolutely
there's
like,
no,
yeah,
you know
yeah, as
this.
an artist,
There's
nothing's ever done.
no way that you can like, ooh, if we would have just
Yeah.
this one
Yeah,
thing, or, I mean, but
What I will say
yeah,
is that this experience definitely reinforced the need for tenderness and care and empathy when you are approaching any story. I
yeah,
think that
yeah,
as a storyteller, as a producer,
yeah.
as a documentarian, you want to get it right and you want to be as authentic and factual as possible. And at the same time, you also want to respect the people and their experience and the emotions that they're still dealing with as a
Mhm.
part of that experience.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I would say yes. Of course, there are things that we looked at and were like, "Ooh, we could have done this," or
yeah,
we. There are even questions now that I'm like, "Ooh, I should have asked this, right?" Or I should
right,
have said this, right? Or got them to expound on this. But the other thing I will say is one of the other things I learned through this is it confirmed some of the things that I thought I did know about producing, and I thought I did know that I thought we did get right, right? Like the
yeah,
product for me showed that even though this was our first time producing with a network, right? This is our first time ever having a production and being a part of a network production. We do know some of what we're doing, given what we were able to produce, and so it both there were both learnings about like do this to make sure that you don't have this on the back end, right? Make sure if you can manage not having a, I wish I would have asked this on the back end, or I wish I would have said this, or I wish I would have thought this, whatever you can do to do that on the front end the next time. But it also confirmed for me that this is the space that we are supposed to be in. And I would have
right.
never imagined that a very short time ago. So, yeah.
Definitely. And the legacy. This is a legacy. You've hit a milestone of 20 years of this. And it happened so fast. If you really think about it, it's flew by, you know. And in those moments you think like, oh, how am I gonna make it or how am I gonna do this? And now to
Yes.
see you on the other side of it saying you made it. And I think that was so special about even being talked about in that like we made it. You know what I'm saying? We're resilient people. And just seeing the legacy of it. What do you want your legacy to see after seeing your names on it, and seeing the people who you worked with and the pride that came with it?
I want to see all of us to continue to make it, to continue to thrive, to continue to shine, to continue to grow. I mean, Tank just won her first Grammy this year, right?
Mhm, mhm.
She talks about how she became, there would be no Tank in the Bangers if Katrina had not happened. I said to the folks last night, had I not had there not been a Katrina, I would not have gone to Atlanta, which would not have brought me to DC, which would not have led me to him, which would not have led me to this life, right? And so
Right,
as destructive and as harmful as something like a Hurricane Katrina is and was to so many of our lives, it also Tank calls it a cursed blessing because there are parts of our lives that literally would not be if not for that huge moment in all of our lives. And so, what I hope for all of us, we asked this question, what do you hope for the city for 20 summers from now? What I hope for 20 summers from now is for all of us to still be kicking, for us to be looking back on not only this project, but this project as a beginning milestone. I want to see this as a beginning. You know what I mean? As we reflect on 20 years ago, I want to see this moment 20 years later as the beginning. And we look back on this moment and say, look at what we've accomplished from here, right?
right.
He talks about us standing in the moment now. And she said this too. She's like, I want us to be here and grateful and present and happy and alive. Yeah.
Definitely. So what we do on the sit down, I'm gonna switch it up on you guys. Our last three questions is gonna be directed towards you two. So the first question is the first question is, what are three words that best describe who you are as an individual?
Oh, wow.
Gotta
No.
switch it up on you, you know.
Words
Y'all did that to me on y'all show. I get to do it this time.
I'm gonna say creative, disciplined ish,
No.
and I'm somewhere between. Is fun lovingly energetic? I don't know, fun loving or energetic. One of the two of those. I'll make a
Okay.
hyphen or just take energetic. Yeah.
Okay. And why would you pick? Why would you pick discipline? And I'm gonna get to you, Blair, after that one.
Um.
Or discipline-ish, like you said.
So I, I,
Discipline.
I discipline is a thing for me. I because I have a part of the creativity is that I want to see things that I envision like come to fruition. And I know that a
Mhm.
part of that is the kind of discipline, there's a thing that you have to like put down like effort and like
Yeah.
organized structure and like to get
Slight
things done.
OCD.
A little touch, just a touch. And
Right.
partner who is
Not
not
OCD.
OCD like that, the itch comes in because I've tried to release some of that because it can
It's
be.
gonna take me to an early grave.
So I'm saying it's about balance.
Definitely, definitely. Blair, what would you say your three words are?
I'm gonna say empathy, intellect, and joy.
Okay. Why'd you pick empathy?
Oh, I mean, I'm a very feeling person. And that is sometimes for better or worse. And so I feel deeply not only myself, but also for and with other people. And so, yeah, that's why I chose empathy. I've
Mhm.
been called empathetic a lot as well. I actually chose words that I've heard said about me, for
Definitely,
instance. Um,
definitely.
yeah.
Okay. And so the next one is, if you could be anybody in anybody's shoes for one day, who would you want to be and why?
Mm. Anybody's shoes for a day.
It could be past or present.
Whose shoes would I want for a day?
Hmm. I'm gonna choose for a day. Wow.
Day.
I'm gonna take, I know shit, shit. I'm gonna take Elon Musk's shoes for a day. And,
Wow.
and
Okay.
with that 24 hours, I'm a like rough shot. over like all of the possible things on this planet. Like everybody's gonna have free healthcare, everybody's gonna have food. I'm gonna give away everything.
Everything.
I'm gonna take that whole every 20 minute second of that 24 hours. Everybody gets everything. Go.
Got you. I don't think I've ever heard that one, so you're first on that one.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
good. I'm gonna say, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Patti LaBelle for a day.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the godmother of soul. I listen, I had a Patti LaBelle birthday cake when I turned 6 years old. I would just love, I
I
mean,
mean, you are an old black woman.
she's such an like a friend of ours. I got a couple moments with her this year at Essence Festival while she was in New Orleans. But a friend of ours uh commented on one of my Facebook posts and was like, listen, I was at the hotel she was staying at. She got on the elevator with me and I completely froze. I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. I was like, did you say anything before she got off? He said, no, I couldn't get anything out. Mind you, he is a Harvard educated attorney,
Hey, she turns people into mush.
turns people
Yeah,
into complete mush. I would love to see what that feels like for a day.
definitely, definitely. And the final question for you all.
So I can do a vanity thing. You already
Right.
are. Yeah.
The final question for you all. Is what do you say to those? Actually, there's another one after this that's going to tie into it. But what do you say to everyone, as you know, or whether or not you don't know? But I think you guys do know because you've been, we've been in this circle for a minute. Um, we're real role models, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? People are looking at us, and seeing the levels that we're hitting each time. What do you say to those people that are trying to get to the level that Blair and Brandon are at right now? Like, what do you say to them as inspiration?
That the doors that are meant to open for you will open. No door that you knock on that is not meant for you will open. And so take any disappointment as a sign that that is not a door that is intended to open for you, and that the doors that are meant for opening you, they're going to come flying open. You're not going to have to beat them down. Now, you are going to have to do your part. People, please, I had someone tell me, and this was years ago, I feel like you don't really work that hard. Stuff just comes to you. And I'm like, oh no, I don't think you need, I think you need to absolve you of that delusion, because
Right.
a lot of work that goes in. And with the other thing, everything that you do and all the work that you put in, all of it is not going to get seen. All of it's not going to get recognized. All of it's not going to pop off. That does not mean that you don't keep trying, that you don't keep going, but you
Right.
also make sure that you are following your passion and following your talent. Because there are times that I found that folks are trying to be things that they don't have, that they are not equipped for. And so finding the thing that you are really good at doing and
Right.
really love to do is also a part of how you manifest that which is intended to bring your life to the next level.
Definitely.
All of that, all of that, all of that. And I would say create the vision for what success looks like for yourself without the comparison to another person, and double click on being prepared, doing the
Mhm.
work. To, like a part of
With all of that, all of that,
all of
all of
that
that
is
was.
show up prepared. If you a dancer, know your steps. If you a singer, know the words to the song and know the notes that you're supposed to be hitting. If you are a construction worker, show up with your tool belt. Like there's a thing about being knowledgeable and being prepared that allows you to go through these opportunities with the kind of grace, ease, and integrity that allows you to continue to moving forward. And you got to just keep trying, because that's the thing. Nobody's ever great at any. I mean, it is rare, and I would say
Mhm.
rare that anybody's ever exceptionally great at something on their very first try. And I think that the idea that on day one we're supposed to have it all figured out is
Mhm.
a misnomer and is a
Yeah.
complete fallacy. And I think that we have to really be honest with ourselves about our capabilities as human beings, as
Yes.
beginners, and just be real and put the plan
But
together.
don't let the fact that you are a beginner
Right.
stop you from
Exactly. You
going.
keep
You
going. You
just
just
go.
keep trying.
And you will, I mean, a good case in point, we started the Blairisms clothing apparel brand.
You know, I was looking at that the other. I had it on the other day. You know that the
It's
green one with the fist. I still fit in it. I feel special that I still fit in it. Absolutely. You know, like how long I've had it. But
Hey,
oh look, I still fit it. All right.
I love that. We started that without, you know, I, I didn't have it. He had retail experience, but
Mhm.
we had never designed built a clothing
I
brand
had
from
no
the
graphic
ground. He had
design
no graphic
experience.
design experience. We used what we had at our we used the tools that we had at our disposal. We had the internet, we had Facebook, we had Instagram, we could communicate to people. We have never done paid advertising. In all of the years of Blairisms, we've never really done paid advertising. And so there are ways to get to the place that you're trying to go using, your own ingenuity, discipline, and hard work, and the tools at your disposal and that are available to you.
Definitely. And what is the final message you want to give to everybody about 20 Summers? And if there's any other projects you want to talk about?
Go buy my book, First Flight. Pre-orders
Yes.
are available now at theblairisms.com. It is a collection of soulful Senryu, short 17-syllable poems. You might refer to them as haikus, but these are technically Senryu. We don't even got to get into all of that. But go buy the book, First Flight, y'all. Thanks.
Everybody.
Yes. And that too.
What I want to say about 20 Summers is, again, you know, I said last night and you said the word today, New Orleans is exhausted with the word resilient. But and while I understand that, the opposite of resilience is dead. I mean, if
Yeah.
you either make it or you don't, you either
Yep.
persevere or you fold. And so for us to be here 20 summers later, if you're able to watch this, and if you're not, and that's what we've said to people who it's too much to even broach, we understand. But we did have people who came last night. I've gotten now at least 5 different messages, phone calls and text messages from folks who said, I completely stay away from all of the Katrina things, but I'm glad I watched this. And so I'm grateful for that part of this, as we have watched some of the other documentaries around Katrina and the heaviness of them. And listen, they are extraordinarily well done. They're extremely informative. They're extremely detailed, and the documentation of the stories is extremely powerful, but also extremely heavy and
Yeah,
extremely triggering. And so I'm just grateful that we were able to create something that people are leaving feeling a sense of hope and a sense of uh, triumph. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Well, one, thank you guys so much for speaking to me. Like I said, this is like homecoming. This is family right here. Always. We bounce. Every time I look online, I'm like, yeah, they're all right. I see them. They're doing their thing. You know, like that's how it is for me. It's like I'm proud of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I know they're gonna be all right. They good. They good. Like, and I pray over you guys whenever, like just make sure whenever I see big things are happening. Because I think that, in our community, we need to support each other, and that's one thing I can say about that we've done for years with S now, years. But I'm so thankful you guys for coming on the platform and speaking to me about this and all the things and just having a good time with you all. And hopefully we'll see each other soon, you know.
Yes, let's make it happen. You got to make a trip to New Orleans now. We have
Hello.
this place down here now.
I will be, listen, I got 3 trips actually planned. So I will definitely let you know the dates and we will make it happen.
Let us know.
Perfect,
Let us
perfect.
know.
Good to
Thank you so
see you.
much. Good to see you always. Thank you, Sit Down family.
Absolutely.